Welcome to day 6 of the Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games. Yesterday saw a damp start at Haras de Pin for the first day of eventing dressage. Overnight leader William Fox Pitt has a commanding lead at this early stage. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum was crowned 2014 Endurance World Champion, and Great Britain retained their team title in the para-dressage. Today is Freestyle Friday, when the top 15 dressage riders wow the audience with their music routines. Later in the programme, we catch up with the world #1 Charlotte Dujardin. Can she top her staggering record score of 93.9? First on Chez Philippe today, we are delighted to be joined by one of the very few married couples competing here in Chez. Patrik Kittel representing Sweden, and Patrik's wife, Lyndal Oatley, flying the flag for Australia. Well, thank you both for joining us this morning. It's very kind of you to be here. The first thing that we have to ask is, of course, married couples are very, very rare. In fact, I think in dressage, Patrik, unique at this level.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unique, and it's a lot of fun, you know, when you can talk about different ideas, you can talk about different horses, you share the same interests and you share the same passion in life. It makes everything goes around really easy, I have to say.
Do you agree with that, Lyndal?
No, absolutely. I'm thinking it's how can you argue? He's my trainer and my husband. No, but it's really fun. It's a really good aspect of life when we support each other so much and we live through everything. And as Patrik said, our passions are the same. So when we live each day as we do and train and compete and go home and talk about it, it's definitely fulfilling for my life and for Patrik's. And we're doing what we love, so we're happy we get to share it with each other.
And of course, the World Equestrian Games is sort of a bit of an anniversary for you, because you got married just after Kentucky, didn't you? Tell us about that.
That was fun. We actually got married straight after Kentucky. We flew back to Australia and got married there. My lovely sister fixed everything for us and got married up at Hamilton Island, which was a really phenomenal experience, and had actually most of our team members flew back too. Yeah, so we had everybody there. We had 140 of many of our team members and other supporters, and we had a great fun. Right. Patrik got sick with the swine flu, nearly passed out as I came down the aisle. We nearly weren't going to marry us, so for 20 minutes they said no. So then no, I had to run down the aisle, threw my flowers at someone, hoiked my dress up. Dad and I were laughing, and as I went down the aisle, Patrik goes, "You look beautiful," and passed out. So it was really memorable.
True. It's really true. And
wow.
Then I told the referent, I said, you know, you are marrying us, even if it, you know, like the last thing I do in my life. So it was funny. And for me, it was quite, you know, I did it extra because now I know between 4 years how many years we've been married.
It's like a calendar tick. Oh, great.
But from a family perspective, of course, it's apart from just you two competing, London 2012 saw another member of the Oatley family taking part.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, actually, it's my cousin Christy. And Christy's been probably one of the most successful Australian dressage riders we've ever had. And she actually got me into the Olympics. She made me get the drive to go when I watched her at the Sydney 2000 Games. And so I sat there and watched that. And then, so no, my cousin was there in London, and then now again here with here in Cannes. And so it's been fun. So we have the three of us, and it's good having a lot of fun with the family and having so much support around you. That's pretty phenomenal, and that we all support each other and there for one another for our tests, and no, it's a lot of fun.
Talking about support, today, as I mentioned, is the top 15. Neither of you are actually in that particular group today, but from a support point of view, is it expected of you that you'll be supporting your teams? Tell us what you'll be doing today, Patrik.
Well, I will for sure be supporting Tina. I mean, she has done phenomenal this season and the whole year, and I was really confident that she would make the top 5, and she has now. In the special she was 5th, and today she's going to do the freestyle, and I think if she rides really well, it's going to be really interesting to see where the medal goes. I mean, I keep all my fingers crossed, and I said to myself, you know, I was really close out of the final, and I said, and even if I'm not in the final, I will stay here and support Tina as a team member, because that's really important to me, and for sure it's going to be top sport today. I mean, look at the horses, look at the riders. I almost had 75% and didn't make the final. I mean, it's never happened before. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. And which shows us how competitive the sport's getting, and there's a lot more riders here in dressage than we've ever seen before at this level.
Yeah, it's like 100 starts. It's almost 25 countries riding. It's unbelievable. But you know, you have Kazakhstan, you have people from Georgia, you have Morocco, and I mean, this is what the sport is all about, the globalization. It's great.
And Lyndal, exactly the same pattern of growth is happening in paradressage.
Yeah.
Because you're going down there later.
No, I'm going to head there straight after here. We have 2 riders in the final for Australia, our gold medalist from London, Joanne, and then also Nicole. And so I want to go down and support them, and also to give the other girls a bit of assistance, because we're one of the very few nations that have a team in every discipline. And we all try and spread our love with everybody. So that's what we try and do. So we're a very unified team in general over the entire board. So there's some great girls and a lot of talent there that I think we can really support and help get to them to their goals, and realistically win gold medals and be in good team placements for the paras as well. So I'm going to go down there and wave the Aussie flag.
Great. Patrik, what will the riders today here preparing for the freestyle? It's a very big afternoon. There's going to be a maximum crowd in that football stadium. I mean, let's just talk about the stadium. It's a football stadium. You don't ride in football stadiums that often. Does that have an effect?
I have to say the good thing with a football stadium is that it's quite far away.
Yeah.
So you ride, actually, you don't really realize. You realize when you come in because the people are really cheering for you, and the commentator is really like, yeah, here goes Spain, here goes Sweden, you know, so they're really firing the people up. But then when you actually get your bell, everybody's really like quiet and settling down, and then you do your test and you're in your own little world. And then when you finish, you actually look up and you said, holy moly, it's a lot of people here. And today it will be a sold out crowd. And I think all these people riding today, they are so used to this atmosphere. So I don't think it's going to bother them. I think more that will spur them on to do even better. And who knows, maybe we'll see another world record today.
From the weather point of view, I want to just talk about the weather, not because I'm English, and we always like talking about the weather, but we have had extraordinarily changeable weather this week. You know, 1 minute there's a dressage rider in the arena in cold, driving rain. Next minute it's sunshine and it's about humid and hot. Do you actually feel the weather as riders? I know you're focusing on what you're doing, but does it affect you, or do you just have to obviously you could just crack on, but does it affect you?
Yeah, I think, I mean, like for example for Sienna, she rode in the Grand Prix, she started outside and she had to go inside and she went outside again. And I mean, it does get a bit trickier, of course. I mean, you try to get on with your job. You try to, you know, feel your horses. Not all horses loves rain, but also not all horses loves really stinking hot sun. So it's very tricky to know, but of course, like today when the weather is perfect, it will for sure be an enjoy to ride for everybody, and it does make it easier. But you know, the only thing we can't change is the weather, so we might just get on with it and do our job.
The other aspect to the freestylers that people might not know is that you have it's not just a familiarization, but you actually have a sound check. All the riders are invited to have a sound check prior to today's event. Tell us how that works and how important is that?
Well, it's actually
I don't mind.
Ladies first.
No, it's actually a really good opportunity because every horse is different to what sound it can cope with and not cope with. If you have a slightly more dull horse, then you can really crank up the noise and create a bigger atmosphere. If you have a more sensitive horse, it's sensible to go a bit lighter. So every rider goes in and we all check our sounds, and Patrik and I do it together with me to make sure that the sounds are good, they are what we need. And certain corners could be more or less depending on where you are and what the sound system is like. So you have to be quite specific of what works better.
You have to be quite specific, and you also have to like see, because on the best shows they can change a little bit, like that you have a bit smaller sound inside, but it's a bit louder for the public. So the public has their loudspeakers and we have our loudspeakers, so then you can actually variate it a little bit, not to scare the horses, but still make that the public has the maximum effect out of your music. Because we do, I mean, for me it's always the horse is the major part of the test. The music is to help the horse lift it. But sometimes the music gets so loud that the horses almost disappears, and I don't like that personally. The music is there to support, and it's important that the public gets the music and the horse, but that you yourself and your horse in the test are calm and can do your performance. So I think a sound check, I mean, I would not go to a sound check ever.
And do you do the sound check on your horse, or do you do it just on your feet?
It varies. I mean, sometimes they say you can do it with the horse, but for me personally, I think the horse gets a bit scared because you only walked, and then the music gets on and the horse is a bit like on the toes and wants to perform. So I do it to foot and I walk around a little bit.
So you'll go to each corner and listen and
look and check and go maybe up even on the tribune to see, how is it for the public, because you want them to enjoy it as well. It's quite a lot of work, you'd be surprised, but it takes a good time.
And of course, you're doing it with an empty stadium, so you've also got to then compensate
exactly
for 12,000 people were.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not easy.
It's not easy at all, and it's difficult because then you have different sounds, you have different ways. You know, people are walking, people are talking, people are clapping, and you don't want to put it too much up. So, like I said, the horses get scared, but you also don't want to have it too low so that people doesn't hear it. So it's a big of a balance. But normally the technic guy with the sound, they help you also. They see if the horse gets scared. They do tend to put it a bit like on the smaller level, and if you know they feel that okay, it needs to get up a little bit, they turn it a bit up.
And do you have your own person in with the sound man when you're coming in? Is there somebody that you know well who is standing with the sound guy just in case you think, I'm not sure we've got this right?
That'd be great. I think normally it's the supporters or the riders going, no, up,
yeah,
down, it's okay.
I've never done that, I have to say.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I think that the people working with the music are so good and they really want it to go well for the riders. So if they see that the horse flip out or get scared of the music, they turn it down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I ever had a problem with it. I mean, of course, you have a CD messing up and then you have to start again. Like, I mean, Ulla Salzgiber, she did it on the Olympics. She had to come in again. But nowadays, they actually put the music into the computers also to prevent this. So, I mean, it's getting better and better, and the technique is getting better and better.
Let's just talk about a bit more about your lives. Patrik, you're from Sweden. Lyndal, Australia, and you live in Germany.
Yeah.
Germany is obviously the place to be to get to international competitions in terms of just the geography of being there. How long have you been in Germany?
I've been now 8 years. And how long have you been now?
I've been half my life. I came here because, you know, when I was a little boy, I wanted to go to where the best were. And I said, okay, if you want to be the best, you just go to Germany and you be the best. So I took my pick and pack and my little Renault car that I had, and I drove to Germany, and I ended up in Hamburg, and I worked a couple of years there really hard and rode and mucked and, you know, groomed and did everything. And on that road it is for me. So Germany is, like you said, very central. You can really go to the shows, you can really, and we have a beautiful place with the Tecklenburgs when we really can enjoy training and working, and I think that's why we're also there.
Yeah, it works well. It's a very central, like Patrik said, and we have a good support crew around us, and and my family comes over and visits all the time. And so I came over originally just to come follow my trainer, and then with a Pre-St George horse, then realised that this is where I had to be, and then changed everything to come over. Then met this one, bought a horse from him, and 10 months later, life was different.
Yeah. And then you became a Swazi, is that
Swazi.
right?
Swazi. Yeah.
Swazi.
Yeah, when we're supporting each other, we're Swazis.
Yeah. And what about pupils? Have you got pupils based with you as well?
I have quite a lot, actually. I train a lot from the Swedish team. I also train Mary Hannah from the Australian team, Brianna Burgess from the Australian team. I have a guy from Belgium. I have pretty a lot of students, and I really do enjoy teaching. You know, from beginning I never wanted to teach, but now I actually gotten really much into teaching. And the worst part is when Lyndal rides, it's a bit like torture for me because I get so nervous because I really want her to do well. When I do it myself, I'm like, okay, it's my job, and I'm not that scared. But when she rides, I'm really like shaking.
But when Lyndal finishes a test, are you the same with Lyndal as you would be any other student, or is it a little bit more tense about?
Here I have to say I was a bit more tense, but normally we have a really good deal there that, you know, when we are training, then I'm the boss, I'm the trainer, she's the student, and I really try not to make it personal because it has to be a little bit unpersonal when you work with it. It has to be professional. And then when we are off the horses and we are home, then we are family, and then we do, you know, everything. We discuss, of course, also stuff with the horses, but in the end of the day, when we're training, I'm the trainer, she's the student, and I mean, she's trained now for me for many, many years, and it's never been a problem, ever.
And also, if it would never work if Patrik's training other people, particularly from my country. I don't think it's fair for me to expect more from Patrik just because he's my husband. I want him to be as equal with everybody as he is with me, and that's what it has to be. So we keep it very straightforward.
Yeah, it's actually really simple. I have to say I'm surprised, but it's very simple actually.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I thought it may be a situation where you finish doing a training session and Patrik says, have I got any clean shirts for tonight?
No, he just wants where's dinner.
No, that's not happening. When we are in the stable, we actually really, I think my whole stable is, you know, I'm trying to be very professional and really trying to have everything like sorted and treat everyone equal, and everybody's the same. Also with the horses, all horses are the same, and you need to, you know, just get on with your work, train, get better, compete, you know, have fun.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we're just going to go to a report from Endurance, where Sienna had a very hectic and exciting day yesterday.
So here I am at the Endurance. We're in the TV compound at the moment. The groom's bid is over there, and it's been a very early start, hoping for daylight to appear soon and the rain to stop. And there's 160 kilometres to cover over the next 12 hours. I need to wake up. So I'm here in the TV compound. Everyone has a lot of work to do before the race starts.
We've got, Dubai TV have got 5 cameras out on the course. Then the EBU, which is the European Broadcasting Union, has got its own cameras out on the course. There's a helicopter up as well, that'll bring pictures into here. So in total, you've probably got this whole event being covered with all of the broadcasters pooling together, about 23 cameras.
So we're off to the start now. It's going to be quite a long way, I'm imagining, and I'm very, very happy that I've got these boots on because it's incredibly muddy here. Starting to get really exciting now. The horses are making their way to the start. The crowds are gathering around. I can't wait. And they're off. So they've just started. They have 5 loops to go. I've been up since 2:45 and I'm starving, so I think it's breakfast time. The first horses are coming in, they've just finished their first loop and now they're walking down to cool off and get ready for the second part of their 5-loop race. Right, so they've just done the first loop and now they're cooling down, they've had the trot up, so hopefully all the horses are okay and I'm just going to try and get some interviews. So I'm going to see who I can find. How have you found it?
The conditions are very hard because the rain is very bad for the groom. And it's a difficult race.
And what are you waiting for? What's this?
The results. I'm looking for the results just to see what we can do.
And where are you at the moment?
I don't know, I should see here.
Let's have a look.
28th.
Okay, well there's still a long way to go.
Thank you.
Here the horses are being trotted up for the vet inspection. This one looks incredibly well. Well, it's come to the end of the 3rd loop. It's lunchtime and the UAE are doing very well. Sheikh Hamdan, you are doing incredibly well in 1st position. I just saw your horse was having the vet inspection. How's it feeling? How's it looking?
So far as everything went well. I lost 2 shoes, which made me slow down, and now we're recovering back.
Brilliant. And how are you doing?
I'm happy. Ask me this question at the end of the race because now I'm really focused on the race.
So we're into the 4th phase here now at the Endurance. I'm standing over watching some of the horses trotting up. They're all looking great. And you know what? We've got some great crowds here. 1, 2, 3. Woo! I love your hat. I love your hat. Am I allowed to try it on?
Excuse me?
Can I try your hat on?
I don't believe it's
No? Okay. Well, I think it looks lovely on you. It's been an incredible day here at the Endurance. Sheikh Hamdan is making his way to the finish line to become the winner of the Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games for Endurance.
Thank you, Sienna. I'm now joined in the studio by Charlotte Dujardin. Charlotte, thank you very much indeed for joining us here today, and many congratulations on the Grand Prix special.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really had such a great ride yesterday. He felt on top form. I think, you know, I forget how much power I have in Vallegro. I mean, he is literally like driving a Ferrari. You put your foot down and off you go. And I thought I could, you know, I had no team members to worry about or anyone to let down. So I thought I might as well go for everything. And I had a really good ride. I mean, it was a shame about my mistakes. You know, unfortunately, he needed to go to the toilet at the wrong time. And then my 2s, I just, you know, they just got a bit too big, and I literally thought, oh, I'm running out of room. And as I thought that, the mistake happened. So it was just, you know, one of those things. But I was very happy.
Good. And I thought Vallegro looked fantastic. I mean, he always does tend to look good. He's always got a great deal of presence. But I thought he just looked at the best he's ever looked yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Arkin was
something that everybody's, you know, was a bit shocked about.
I wasn't even going to ask you about Aachen.
But yeah, I mean, we went to Aachen, obviously not having him at his full fitness. We didn't really want to have him at his full fitness until we got here. We wanted him to peak here, so we really trimmed him and fitted him up. I got myself a lot fitter, and it definitely has paid off coming here, and he's just felt on top form.
Now, obviously, everyone talks to you about Vallegro, but I want to talk to you a little bit about Hugo and Winnie. Because they are also a big part of your life, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tell me, first of all, tell us who Hugo and Winnie are.
So Hugo and Winnie are my dogs. One's a Pattadoodle, which is a Patterdale cross toy poodle. My mum actually bred him. And Winnie's a boxer. She was my 21st birthday present. So they both mean a world to me, and they are with me throughout the whole day. You know, they're with me when I'm riding. They're really good fun. You know, they know when I've finished, and they're straight up. They're in the arena running around, and then they go around the fields with me. And when I'm teaching, they're there laying down by my side all day. So you know, it's quite different when you come to a show and you don't have your dogs. You know, you feel part of you's missing.
Okay, so you've not brought them here.
No, they obviously, you know, to get them to travel and the passports and stuff. You know, I'd hate anything to happen, so they stay at home, look after my home.
And how many horses have you got that are actually your competition horses for you to ride at home?
I probably have about 8 or 9, ranging from like young ones up to like, you know, the bigger levels. So, you know, I really enjoy having the young ones starting, you know, say 3-4 years old, and then getting them up to the Grand Prix level. You know, I love having that partnership and that connection with them, and you know, you get to learn absolutely everything about the horse when you do it from such a young age. So. And
are you riding? Obviously not when you're travelling, but are you riding most of those each day when you're at home?
Yep, I ride about 8 or 9 a day.
Do you?
And then I try and do a bit of teaching after.
And how many hours in the saddle would that be then, if you're riding 8 or 9 a day?
Quite a few.
Yeah, it is quite a few.
I mean, the younger ones obviously don't do the Grand Prix horses. They do probably 15-minute hack before I get on them. Then I get on, and I probably do about 45 minutes. You know, when we're trying to build it up, we'll increase it to about an hour. But then there's a lot of walking and hacking in between. So yeah, it just depends on which horses.
And you mentioned hacking, so you hack them all out, do you?
Yeah, we have a routine where our horses school 4 days a week. They do a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. They go hacking on a Wednesday and a Saturday, and a Sunday's a day off. So they love it. You know, we're really lucky where we are. We have fantastic hacking facilities, and you know, they go cantering around the fields. Carl is absolutely crazy when you go around the field with. You have to make sure you're not on a young one, because he lets rip and you're always on the young one. He's always on the elder ones, and you're always the one rodeoing behind him whilst he's flat out gallop. So yeah, it's good fun, and it's, you know, I feel it's very important that our horses do that. You know, that they get to go in the field as well, and you know, they don't just go in the school day in day out. You know, obviously you need to keep them very fresh and keen in themselves to want to do the job.
Yeah, and mentally, it's
absolutely
it's
mentally. It's I mean, it's a lot on them, isn't it?
So that's all the work routine. Now, what about relaxing? Little bird told me that you like Barbados quite a lot. And I agree with you, by the way. How often do you get over there?
Oh, I've been once. I went last year. It was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely beautiful to be able to just nip away and go and relax for a week. And yeah, we stayed in a fantastic place.
So were you in St James's somewhere in a hotel?
We stayed in Sandy Lane.
Okay, Sandy Lane, did you? Very nice too.
So yeah, we were very lucky. We stayed there and had a great time.
Actually, you had some paparazzi activity, didn't you? Tell us about that.
Horrendous. I mean, you're halfway around the world and you're thinking, okay, I'm here. You can chill out. You can, you know, have a nice time. Next thing I see, my mum's texting me things. So you've been papturing in your bikini walking. I'm like, oh my
what, you
God.
Didn't know? You didn't know about it?
I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
No idea. And yeah, next thing I can see it's in the newspapers. So not really what you want, is it? But never mind.
So obviously we've got the music coming up this weekend. So what will your plan with Vallegro be over the next 24 hours?
So today he's just had an easy day. He's just been walked out today. You know, obviously doing the Grand Prix and then the special, it's a lot. It's very demanding on them, and you know, I want him to be a little bit fresh for the music on Friday. So today he's just had a very easy just walk out and leg stretch, and yeah, really looking forward now to Friday.
So he's been in the arena a couple of times now.
Yep.
That's obviously going to help, because I know you felt that it was quite anxious in there yesterday. You know, you'll be aware of the crowds and everything there. What are your thoughts about that now?
Well, the good thing now with the music is hopefully I won't hear the crowd going, ooh, oh, you know, like, it was very, very tough yesterday doing the special, and I could hear them the whole way throughout the test. You know, I was doing good things and I could hear, you know, you almost want to be like, what have I done? You know, what's happened? Like, why are they making so much noise? And I just thought, oh, it must be my score, or, you know, so just keep going. And I tried not to let them affect me, but it was, you know, very tough to have that.
I also noticed, not just with your test, but with other tests that I watched as well, that the crowd, or some of the crowd, start clapping when you're on the way down the centre line to your halt, but you're a good 30, 40 metres away, and suddenly the clapping's already starting.
I mean, that happened with Carl, so then you know, obviously we get penalised for not halting, and it's, you know, for the younger horses it's quite difficult for them to get that, but luckily I don't think I had that problem, so.
Well, the very best of luck. Once again, thank you very much for joining us at Chez Philippe, and it's very nice of you, and very kind of you to take the time, because I know that you're being pulled in every direction. So thanks, Charlotte, and the very best of luck this weekend to you and Vallegro and the whole team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, let's go and get a social media update from Sienna.
FEI's Twitter page has uploaded a great photo of the prize giving at the Endurance yesterday, with the winner, Sheikh Hamdan, on top of the podium. The outstanding mare Yamama flies to gold for Sheikh Hamdan, UAE, #Endurance, #WEG 2014. It's also been keeping us up to date with a preview for the 5th day of competition here at the Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games, with an exciting YouTube video attached. Over on the FEI's Facebook page, great photos have been posted from the concert last night at the Entertainment Village, along with more stunning photos from the Endurance, and a photo of the British Para Dressage team with their prizes after winning gold. Instagram has yet again been keeping us entertained with a funny photo of the FEI Horsify Me app in action, and also another lovely photo of Charlotte Dujardin grinning from ear to ear, clenching Norman, the WEG mascot. I'm back tomorrow for more social media updates. See you then.
Well, a thank you to Sienna, and a big thank you also to our guests that joined us today on Chez Philippe. We'll be back tomorrow for day 7 of the Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games. Until then, it's goodbye.